how big trades can help you take powerful trades and how you can combine it together with cumulative delta, with VWAP to get even better trades. Because yesterday from those aggressive sellers there was one of the biggest sell-off and price drop more than 1,500 ticks. I personally took quite a lot of short trades, and in this video I want to show to you how you also can use those indicators together to get really powerful profits. First, what you need to understand is that aggressive sell-off or aggressive buyer, it's not a guarantee that there would be a significant move. The most important question, what is a context? That's a reason why nearly on every masterclass when I tell you regarding context, I always recommend you to pay attention to what's going on a bigger time frame. That's when we start. Because those aggressive sellers, they appeared exactly here. And what was before? Price were in this downward trend. We had thin volume profile, price was below value. If you build volume profile, you would see that price was clearly below value area low of this entire composite profile. That's a precondition for a trend move. Best aggressive players you can use when you have aggressive trend, because in many other cases you will have exactly opposite move, and in most cases you will have an absorption. That's why here it was exactly a place when that's aggressive sellers step in. And let me show to you how I exactly took a trade and what was my reason why I took trade. First, yesterday, as you can see here, it was New York opening. My major idea was to look for a short continuation. And the first idea that I traded when price reached this high of volume profile, it was honestly a first my attempt when I took short trade, and that short didn't play out. And when I saw such aggressive sell-off, I immediately took short. Because why I did it? Main reason why I did it only because there was aggressive downward trend. Have a look, it was my execution yesterday. My first short, as you can see, was here from New York open, stop loss. Second short, as you can see, played out really perfectly. Honestly, if I would keep that short until end of a session, I would make nearly 2,000 USD of profit, because I closed it during that range. I didn't keep it really long enough. Let's come back to session record and let's discuss how you can take such trades also in the future. First, when you see such aggressive volumes that come in, you can see that we have quite a lot of aggressive trades. Cumulative delta in tiny area dropped from 0 to 2K. The most important question, is it initiation or it is absorption? If this stuff would be against a trend, I would go against this volume. But price already did quite good in beautiful pullback, and entire trend was down. That's the reason why my priority was to take a trade as it is initiation. In some cases, what I advise you to do, in some cases, simply wait. If you don't like an idea to take aggressive trade, which is okay, sometimes there could be several stop loss hunts. What you can do, you can simply wait for some retest. Because have a look on this case, on this example, there was, as you can see, aggressive sell-off that make a move. And what that aggressive sell-off continue to do? Yes, price aggressively push down. And have a look what had happened exactly here. As you can see, I saved this for you. You can see here that the price started making a pullback, and price nearly retested area where that massive sell-off had started. Often you will see how price retests those areas, and you simply can take trade around it. And even here you can see biggest order were retested, and here what you will see within few seconds, just give me a few seconds, bam, big buying orders. And have a look, that's my recommendation to you, why I always advise you to use this indicator. It is a depth of market. I will show to you within a few seconds how to set it up, because when you see that price approach to some key area, it's so awesome when you see that some limit order appears and those limit orders real. How you understand that those limit orders real? That when price take it, it already printed. In that case, you have someone who protect those sellers. That means sellers protect this area. And in this case, you can simply take short with your stop loss above those orders, which would be around 200 ticks. Quite good stop loss. And have a look how after that price did a move. You can see price retest. Price nearly retested those orders, and have a look how again limit order appeared. That's really important. How I personally executed, personally yesterday what I did, as you can see when I took short, thanks God, as you can see I closed part, and because of that I was risk free. And when price retested my entry, honestly my stop loss was here and I didn't care, because even if they would hit my stop loss, I would be risk free. That's the reason why when price give me at least 1 to 3 risk reward, I close part of my position. Because that helps me when I see good opportunity to take a trade and be emotionally neutral. Like here you have aggressive buyers before aggressive sellers. Your stop loss if you take trade here, your potential reward minimum to take this range low, which is 124, 125. And here you will see how aggressive seller step in within few seconds, and you will see how those aggressive sellers started making a significant move. Some of you would see significant limit orders here. Why in this case I didn't pay attention to those limit orders? Because once more, for me it's so important to have limit orders into trend direction. If those limit orders against the trend, normally I skip them, because in most cases they will be fake and you won't be able to trade with them. And have a look what after that. You can see aggressive sell-off, which got retested. Have a look what they did. They canceled that limit order. When you see something like this, in most cases price will go and take that key zone, because a lot of people before significant limit orders, they could take a trade because they think it is a significant wall, there must be bounce, but and what they did? They did additional significant drop, and when I saw significant sell orders, it was exactly a moment, exactly here, when I closed the additional part of my position. And in that moment, I covered my stop loss that I took at the beginning, and I was in profit. Even if price would go against me, I still would be in a profit during that day. You can see that after that they did ranging. Let me show to you additional 2 situations that worth your attention and that you should take in the future to make money. But before, my friend, I have a great news. I know that for some of you it's difficult to trade, to analyze market by yourself. That's why what we did, we decided with my team to start a copy service where you can copy my trades. As you can see, it is my results, how I trade. What you can do, you can connect your account to my account, and when I take trades, exchange automatically will copy my trades to your account and you will have same results. What's benefit for you, because it will be 100% automatic, and for a test you pay 0 fees for us. What you need to do, below this video there would be this apply for copy trading whitelist. We can take 10 people who would like to test it. What's condition? You simply need account on crypto exchange. We work with Bybit, and connect to us. Test once more 100% free. After the test we will share condition how we work with all of this. Once more, remind to you that I have different trading days. Of course there could be quite a lot of green days, but I do not make money because I am 100% right. I make money because my profits in most cases bigger than my losses, and that's how we are profitable. Of course sometimes there would be red days. Please join if that's okay for you, that sometimes there would be red days. Once more, all the information you will get in this Telegram bot. If you need any additional question, you can simply in that bot type and my team will help you. Let's come back to our beautiful trading session, which was maybe one of because look at this, honestly, if I wouldn't do anything additionally, but simply would take shorts that I took here, honestly, my profit during the day would be way bigger, because what was my biggest mistake is that when I took short, I closed it part here, and second part I closed here. I think it was 100% good what I did, because at that moment price hit 1 to 4 risk reward. I was in a profit, but my main goal was to keep that position way lower. Honestly, I had a plan to keep to that significant limit order at bottom, and my mistake is that here I saw significant sell orders and I closed it because I thought there would be some bigger stop loss hunt before actual move. And let me show to you these two situations when they did this stop loss hunt here, and my partner Pavel, he took beautiful long from that area. As you can see, yesterday Pavel did 1,200 USD of profit, and his main profit was when he took a trade here from this absorption. I will show to you that area because honestly that area was maybe only one place when it was really good to take long trade against a trend. You can see here, some of you ask me, Yuri, should we use a heat map, something like that? As you can see in ATAS, I use this indicator, it is DOM levels. I don't like a heat map because it takes too much computer capacity, plus I like when everything compacted in one screen. And here I saw significant limit order that was resting here for quite a significant period of time. You can see when price hit it, there was significant sell-off. And in normal cases, if that's a breakdown, there would be significant sellers and price would start slowly squeeze below that volume. In most cases, that's a good signal that downward trend would continue and we should simply follow that volume. But here it was a little bit different. You can see after this aggressive volume, within a few seconds you will see that buyers started to step in, and buying orders, as you can see, started traded above that limit order. And honestly, it was only one place when during retest of this volume, it was really wise to try to take long with main target range high. That's exactly when my partner, Pavel, he took the trade, and that's exactly when he made money. But here you can see it was a combination. It was a simply random level. It was a session low. Price took it. There was significant limit orders. You can see here significant limit orders, and pay attention that price stopped. If that would be a breakdown, with bigger chance you will face significant sell orders, which is empty. Price retested. During the retest you take long. Your stop loss here, and if everything is okay, with bigger chance you will have quite significant move up. And let me show to you how it played out. As you can see, beautiful. It made really beautiful move. Quite a lot of people who traded short breakdown got liquidated and got their stop losses. And here, what I want to show to you, it is my last short that I took during that session, because I did several mistakes. I traded breakdown. Because of that, as you can see, I got several stop losses. Honestly, it was my biggest mistake of a day. If I wouldn't do it, once more, I would have more than 2,000 USD of profit in that day. With risk only 200 USD, my friends. That's the most important. And my last short, as you can see, it was here. Why my last short was here? Because pay attention to the trading session. That's the reason why, by the way, I highly advise you to analyze VWAP, because it was 0.5 VWAP deviation of a day. Why VWAP is so important? Because often algo step in around VWAP key zones. And when you see that rhythm of a day, price bounce, for example, from 0.5 VWAP deviation, and when price approach it, you see some significant volume. Often it could play out as a powerful support resistance. Plus we had this downward structure. Trend is down, aggressive seller, we technically trade still below those aggressive sellers. That's a reason why I had the plan and desire to continue that downward move. And have a look how they traded. You can see here, aggressive buyer started to step in around those local highs. That's honestly one of the best stuff that you would like to see when a lot of buyers take quite a lot of trades, a lot of buying orders, as more is better, a lot of buying orders. And what do we get? As soon, have a look, as soon as sellers step in, what's going on? You can see sellers step in and price started aggressively move down. That's example for you when really powerful downward trend continue, go on. And our major goal is simply to follow that stuff. And have a look even here what's going on. You can see a significant buying orders, and what had happened? Nothing. Price even didn't do any local higher high. That's good. That's a signal that sellers in control and they go down. Just pay attention how those aggressive sellers did significant move down, but before they did so many stop loss hunt to kick out most of people that took trades with them. You can see buyers try to do something, but price don't do even higher high. And after that, as you can see, price finally dropped below key level. Have a look here, there was some limit orders. You can see limit orders. Buyers do quite a lot of buying trades, and what's going on? No result. Price even didn't break this local accumulation. And after that, again, significant limit order that hunts the price. And after that, as you can see, again, aggressive sellers step in, and what they do, they move price down really aggressively. That's just example for you, one of the greatest session. Honestly, I enjoy it. That's why once more, you need to set up all of those indicators. What I used regarding indicators, let me break it down really shortly. Remind you that you can get all ready-to-use templates from my team. If you need it, type into a comments and my team will help you to set it up personally. First, as you can see, what I do use, it is this one. It is Anchored VWAP, Volume Profile, Delta Profile. This stuff is important because this stuff will help you to see what's going on with a session. You can see the biggest volume traded, and often VWAP could play out as a powerful support resistance area. I highly advise you to use a VWAP as an understanding regarding trend and market. Second part, what I advise you to do, I advise you to use volume profile, especially with delta together, because when significant volume step in, often that volume could play out as a powerful support resistance. And of course, my friends, here it is the tape, clusters and big trades, because when you see that in some tiny area a lot of trades entered, often it could play out as a powerful support resistance. Additionally, I prepared for you powerful video lesson. Remind you to learn more about copy trading, because for most of you it will be difficult to trade. You can simply join us and get such result. Once more, that would be a link, first link in the description to this video. And right now I prepared for you powerful video lesson where I showed you how I set up my all templates, all my indicators together, because understanding of how to use this platform is so important, because those volume will help you take powerful trades. Have a nice day.